From VTV Channel 6 studios in downtown Vernal, this is Local Point with your host, Chris Piner.
Welcome to Local Point, brought to you by Strata Networks. I'm your host, Chris Piner. On today's show, we welcome to the studio Bart Haslam. He's a candidate in the Uintah County Commissioner race, and so we're very happy to have you here today, Bart.
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, would you just start off with us today by sharing with our viewing audience a little bit of your background and some of the overall vision you have for this position?
You know, I'm a local guy. I've been here, lived in Uintah County my whole life. Actually 3 generations deep, my family's lived here. My visions for Uintah County is that I can make it so my children and their children can live here. The biggest vision that I have for Uintah County right now is I think that we're going down a road of that's very scary to me on how much debt that we're incurring in the county right now. And so my biggest vision with that would be to get ourselves out of debt, stop the spending that is taking us in the wrong direction. In my opinion, that's the direction we're going. Some of the biggest things that concern me is that we're taking on projects that maybe today we can afford to pay for, but the operating and maintenance costs of them are lifetime commitments that we have to take care of, and those are big concerns of mine that we need to handle right now.
Good.
I've been self-employed in Uintah County for the last 30 years. I've had businesses and I've ran businesses and that's what I bring to the county seat is a business perspective of things that I can. When you're in business and you have to pay for stuff out of your own pocket, you learn how to spend money wisely, and that's what I bring to the county.
And that was my next question, which is what makes you the right candidate to be county commissioner. Is there anything else you'd add to that?
You know, I feel like I'm the right candidate for a few reasons. Number one, I'd like to say that I'm one that believes in term limits. I think that 2 terms, 8 years, is plenty. I think if you spend more time than that, you lose connection with the people. Right now, I'm involved in wholesale, retail, the oil and gas industry, ranching, farming, all the different things, and I'm involved with the people right now. And I know what they need because I need it to make my business successful. After you get out of that and you're in the government for a certain amount of time, you lose connection with the people. I think it's important that we keep fresh rotation in the government. That's why the president only can serve 2 terms, and I think county commission is the same way. If you're making policy for a community like Uintah County, I really feel like we should limit our time that's in there so we're staying in contact. Because what are we running for? What are we doing this for? We're doing it for the people. It's not who I am or what I've done for for myself. It's what can I do for the community? What can I do to serve the community to make it better for us to live here? And that's a big concern for me. And I really think that individuals out there's many smart individuals that live in Uintah County that have good input and are able to help in decision making for what the county needs. I don't think that 1 man or 2 people or 3 in the commissions can make all those decisions because not one person can be a professional in every area. So I think we need to look at that and bring it so the people have a voice in the things that are being done.
Now you're almost anticipating all my questions. This is pretty good. So my next question is, if you're elected, what kind of plans do you have, or what do you have some idea of what you would like to do or accomplish?
Yeah, I want to bring the spending in line. I don't want to stop. We need to concentrate on our roads. We need to concentrate on water projects. We need to concentrate on the necessities that the county needs. Right downtown, the roads are pretty good, but if you get out in the outlying areas, there's a lot of potholes and a lot of things that need to be addressed. And right now, I feel like we're taking money to build luxury things that we should be spending on our roads and water projects. I mean, we've been in a drought for how long now? through 4 years, and our water projects need to be top priority. We need to bring education. We need to work on education. We need to work on. There's just many things that we're spending our money on that I feel like should be on the back burner. So my personal opinion is we need to take a breath. We just need to back up. We need to become a county that stands alone. That we don't count on the state. We don't count on the federal government. That we can do it ourselves. And I know that we can do it ourselves because we're one of the richest counties in Utah. We can do it. And we just need the right leadership to get us in there, that we are standalone and we don't depend on anyone else. And not that we don't need ties with the state or the federal government, we do. But they need to be professional ties, not personal ties. They need to be professional ties, so we're not tied to anyone. I have been approached.
Just about 30 seconds, so whenever you want to throw
I've been approached by a lot of people wanting to help donate to my campaign, and I haven't let them do that for that reason. Because the reason is I want to be able to make decisions for the whole community, not special interest groups, not special businesses. I will not accept money for that reason. And in the county, it's the same way. We need to stay professional and be able to make decisions for our county, not for the state or federal government.
All right. Well, Bart, thank you for coming today. We wish you well in the upcoming election. You also wanted to mention just quickly again about the election, how it's...
Yes. Definitely we need to know that on June 24th, it really is the election for Uintah County. It's the Republican.
So get out there and vote.
So we got to get out there and vote.
All right. We'll be right back after this message from our sponsor, Strata Networks.
Strata Networks is proud to bring the first true 4G LTE network to the Uintah Basin. 4G LTE is the most powerful mobile broadband available anywhere in the world. With speeds up to 10 times faster than 3G, you can stay connected like never before. Video chat without delay, stream HD TV or movies in an instant, and download or upload in seconds. For details, visit us in Roosevelt or Vernal or call 622-5007. More speed, more power. 4G LTE, only from Strata Networks.
Welcome back to Local Point. I'm joined by incumbent candidate Commissioner Mike McKee. Thanks for coming today, Mike.
Great to be here. Thank you. Appreciate the invitation. Thank you.
Well, it's always good to have you back on this. You've been on Local Point before,
I have.
I believe.
I have. You bet.
Good to have you back in the studio again. So we'd like to just give you the same questions that we asked the other candidate. And the first one is just to introduce yourself to the audience, give a little bit of your background, and maybe an overall vision.
All right. Well, very good. Appreciate that. Prior to being elected as a county commissioner, I actually ran for the school board. And my very first meeting at the school board, I was elected as the president of the school board. And I was on the school board for a couple terms. And then I was also on the Uintah Basin Applied Technology College board, and I was also the chairman of that board for a time. And so I do believe that I came into as a county commissioner with a lot of wealth and experience. But I think, what is it that I bring to the county commission? I think it's a wealth of experience, and certainly, I believe that the citizens are very well served with me continuing as a county commissioner. And let me just mention some of these things. First of all, I have the relationships. I have the relationships with the governor's office. I have the relationships with our congressional offices. I have the relationships with the other county commissioners. I have relationships with the Ute Indian tribe. I think these relationships are extremely important in getting things done. It takes time. It takes a lot of work. Some people are able to build relationships better than others. A little bit about myself. Since I've been a county commissioner, I have been elected as the County Commissioner of the Year for the state of Utah. Deeper than that, I was also elected as the overall elected official of the year for the Utah Association of Counties. I do have those relationships. Those are extremely important as you try to get things done. It's not always even about positions. It's about being able to move the dial. I am able to do that. I'm able to do that on a number of different issues. Let me just give a couple examples, if I can, on that. There is such an overreach with the federal government as they are trying to control our lives, our public lands, our public rights. They are continually with new regulations, new items that they continue to impose upon us. It is important that we have somebody that can stand up against these things. And I can tell you, Washington is not the solution. They are the problem. And the state of Utah, too many times, They do not stand up for us. We need to have strong local leadership that has the relationships, that has the abilities, that has the knowledge to be able to stand up against this. And I've done this many times. I'll just give some examples. For example, the Endangered Species Act. It's an area where the federal government's controlling our lands. The National Association of Counties' position was, we support the Endangered Species Act. And I said, what? I got that platform changed at the National Association of Counties. It now says we support reform to the Endangered Species Act. We had the wildlands policies in Washington where they wanted to create all this new wilderness. I was invited to come back and testify before Congress, and I've been able to do that on a number of different occasions as we protect our interests. The other thing is you know, we don't call them and say, hey, we'd like to be able to help you out here a little bit. You know, it's the relationships, it's the respect when they call you and say, you know, come and let us help. So another thing that I would like to mention that I think, why should Mike McKee be reelected? I believe being on these state committees are extremely important. I'm on the Governor's Constitutional Defense Council. I'm on the Governor's Balanced Resource Council. I'm on the Central Utah Water Board. I'm on the Community Impact Board. I've been on the State Sage-Grouse Working Committee. We just recently was able to impose something to bring something together which is called the Grand Pensman Agreement, a conservation plan that is unique, that will prevent a listing, that will allow oil shale and our natural resources to be able to continue to move forward on our public lands. I've been instrumental, being on the Community Impact Board, of bringing in $100 million of free grant money to Uintah County entities. Since I've been on there, since 2008. The same period of time before I got on there, there was about $11 million that was brought in. How does that rate to the total taxes that's been brought in? Total taxes brought into Uintah County as an entity was $66 million. We've brought in about $34 million more of free grant money being on that CIB board than the entire taxes coming into Uintah County. I believe those relationships are extremely important. I've been very involved in the revitalization board where, again, working with the tribe, working with the state of Utah, we've brought in ongoing money, an additional $1 million a year, over $1 million a year. I've been active in Congress as we have been out there and with our PILT funds and been able to hold on to that money. That money was in serious threat this year. It's about $3 million a year to Uintah County. We were able to retain that. We've been able to do a number of these different kind of issues that are so very important to the residents of Uintah County.
Well, I think you even covered some of my next question, which was what qualifies you as a candidate. Of course, you're the incumbent candidate. Let me just jump to our last question, which you kind of answered as well. We'll see if you want to add anything to it, which is what plans do you have for Uintah County?
Well,
we've got about a minute left.
First of all, you know, I am very pro-economic growth. I am a candidate. I have worked hard to build our community, to make things happen. And I will continue to do that. I recently was very involved in forming what's known as the Eastern Utah Economic Coalition. That is huge. You will see in the future, as we move forward, this Eastern Utah Economic Coalition, people will hear more about this. This strengthens Uintah County, it strengthens Uintah Basin, it strengthens the entire eastern side of Utah. And we're talking about infrastructure, potential rail, talking about economic growth, and the abilities and things we're able to do. We are a mini Saudi Arabia with the opportunities we have. We have more oil, gas, natural resources than probably any place in the world. We have opportunities that are huge. If you are a businessman, I think you want to vote for Mike McKee. I think if you want a good job, you want to vote for Mike McKee. Our wages are higher than state average. Uintah County was recently ranked the 18th top county in the United States.
Wow.
That doesn't happen by accident. Certainly I can't take credit for all, but we have done a lot to help promote that, and I think we want to keep that going. And so please vote Mike McKee.
On the election day one more time is?
That is June 24th. Of course, early voting begins a week from tomorrow on the 10th. I believe it's the 10th of June.
Or whatever day you happen to be watching
That's a Tuesday,
this, right?
whatever.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
So
well, thank you, Mike, for coming
Appreciate
today.
it.
And thank you for watching today's show. That's all for now. Please join us next time right here on VTV Channel 6. And remember to like us on Facebook for updates on your favorite VTV program.